At each sprint end, we should create some increment which is ready, shippable, additive. Now, what does additive means here? Anybody?
New learnings happen, things that can.
Yeah. So the idea is last time you built something and put here. Now the next thing that you build adds to that. So it keeps on accumulating. So it's not that the last time you built was something different, now it's something different. They all add up together cumulatively to build the product. So that's the additive part of it. How do we do that? Requirements, generally we call them user stories. We keep it very simple. How many of us struggle with complex business requirements, documentation, functional, non-functional, technical, non-technical, FRD, FSD, BRD? How many of us do that? Long time ago. Now, if you have a small card, and on the card you can write, as a user, I want to do this so that I have this benefit. Do you think everybody in the team can understand that? Do you think it's easy to communicate? Language? Simple? So that's the idea.
Right, but how tech team will implement that is not documented at that level. We still need some kind of documentation, how we are going to make calls at the back end and how the dev has to implement that.
That's why the last piece, if you see, define acceptance criteria. So when you say as a user, I want to do this and so that I can get this benefit, how would you accept it? So you define the acceptance criteria, and that's where the definition of done is not something which is from the product owner to the team. It is a mutually built solution. The team is involved in defining that. Right?
We are not same thing. Acceptance criteria is at the story level.
So what we are talking about is from the user perspective, which I as a customer see on any app, right? But how dev is implementing that, like there can be a number of dev teams at the back end who are working on that app. So how they are doing it, those are separate documents, and we still need to maintain that.
Fine, we're not denying that. We're saying for this team, everybody needs to know what are we doing and what is that we're trying to build. At the story level, the person who's going to build it should know exactly, precisely, because they will make it. So in the sprint planning meeting, the how part is what the team figures out internally.
Right, and how part sometimes creates a lot of confusion between front end or middleware or back end developers.
Then what you can do is that you have subject matter experts in your team to fix that, or you can advise, or you can seek advice from domain experts from outside to come and help you.
Right, but we still need a document for that.
Why do you need a document?
We do, practically we do.
No, I mean, see, at the end of the sprint planning, the sprint goal includes the list of stories with the work to be done.
Yeah.
And how much is the decomposition? For a day or less. So it is like stored procedure, schema, UI, interface, everything is there.
There is a
Even at the API
knowledge
levels?
transfer aspect to a story,
Mhm.
where you enter where technical developers write what they have done, and that is visible to other teams as well.
Make it part of DOT.
Yeah. So you can write that in your meeting in the definition of done, and based on that definition of done, ultimately it will be accepted by the stakeholders in the sprint review meeting. But yeah, it has to be clear. It may not be 100% clear, but it has to be pretty much clear. And I've seen that teams are pretty clear about it. Does anybody have challenges with this? Not really.
I face these challenges.
Why do you face that challenge?
Because front end and back end developers, sometimes they're not in sync.
Hey, what is the gap? Knowledge gap?
Implementation gap.
What does
They
that mean?
agree at one time, okay, we'll do it this way.
Mhm.
Like front end will send this call to back end and they will respond in this way. And then they will refuse, oh no, we cannot do this.
Well, there are so many issues. One is communication issue, coordination issue, personality issue, knowledge issue.
Yeah.
So we have to really understand what is causing this problem. But if it is the knowledge, if it's the personality issue, then, you know, as I said in the beginning, the Scrum is built around motivated individuals who are willing to help. So that's why in Scrum what we do, we don't just pick up people, hey, you come and join, you come and join. We say, we're starting this exciting project and it's going to be very visible. Who wants to join? So now, anybody and everybody who's interested in the Agile project will come forward. And people know, some people know that, hey, my mindset is very Agile or my mindset is not Agile. So we take membership in teams from people who are willing. So once that problem is solved, it seems like the human problem is solved. Then it's the technical problem. And the technical problem is either the team has knowledge or doesn't have the knowledge. Or you're saying the team doesn't have the current knowledge, but in the future they'll build it?
Yes, we can say that. So as they dig deep into that requirement, they'll find certain, disagreements between the dev teams.
Yeah.
Then they will look at the Scrum Master. Okay, I'm not sure what we agreed upon, and Scrum Master will not have any document.
Generally, this happens when the technology is very new or the platform is evolving. For example,
Or it's very old.
or it's very old, then nobody knows it.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, 70-80% of the knowledge is around what is happening. 10% is, we have this JD AdWords ERP system, which nobody uses now. Only 3 clients have it, and we are one of them. Or, this is Hadoop, and it is sitting on top of Cassandra and MongoDB, and this is a new evolving format, and nobody has an answer because it is still not very stable. So in these 2 scenarios, you will have this problem, but 70-80% the problem doesn't happen. So now the stories, friends, we have to invest in stories. They have to be independent. There should not be too much mixing up between the stories. It's not set in stone, so we can talk about them. They should all provide value, right? If the story doesn't provide value, and this is very important for technical folks, because just writing the code doesn't provide value, right? How the feature or functionality